Alright, guys, this is me reading my book, The Last Decade. We're gonna read it here very soon by Tiger Song, a schizo bipolar writer's journey. Let me get my coffee. The Last Decade. In 2014, my brother told me something when I was walking on the street. Colorful lights dangling on the streets of Guiyang. At the time, we had just finished eating barbecue, and I was filled, my stomach with meat and a heart with joy. He told us me as we passed by a few beggars. Instead of hating those who are on the bottom of society, you should hang out with those who are going up and actually have a position in society. Otherwise, you could be living like that beggar. But I said, those who are at the bottom are pretty darn skillful, aren't they? He laughed and said, you know those guys that stay at the internet cafe 24 hours, 7 days a week? Those guys are pretty awesome too. When they're hungry, they just go steal a chicken leg or two from the convenience store and go back to their lifestyle. Trust me, I'm 10 years older than you. I walk more roads and see more than you do. I was 16 at the time. I didn't pay mind to his advice. Life was smooth. Why should I listen to him? He came around and bit me in the ass. My father was in prison at that time, serving his 30-year sentence. My brother grew up in China with a different mother while I grew up in America, Seattle, since I was 7 years old. Why do I say my brother's advice bit me in the ass? Well, I didn't exactly live a regular life. I started dealing drugs when I was 13 and made enough money to think that I actually had a position in society. Little did I know I was hanging around people that had the similar mindset to those of the internet cafe dwellers. I was born into a middle class family in Guiyang, China, where my grandfather worked as a banker under the Communist Party of China. He was exceptional for his generation. He became a school principal in a rural school by the age of 17. He was able to move out of the villages and into the city at a very young age. Thereafter, he created many opportunities for our families and friends. My father witnessed the tragic aspect of China as politics within society. He had graduated from Guiyang University. Instead of going the proper route, he was addicted to gambling with my mother and resorted to crime to only lose more of that money into gambling. My father had been sentenced to jail for drug trafficking and was let out occasionally on holidays because the jail was under the influence of my father's friends who had bought out all the prison guards. He was able to live relatively comfortably in prison. Every time he was let out, he rarely visited home and went straight to gambling with my mother. I would do my homework in the places they played mahjong. I'd go with my sister, my cousin, and my stepbrother. My uncle was addicted to cocaine at the time, which required a lot of money, causing my mother to constantly argue with my grandparents for money so she could pay for rehab fees and her gambling fees. When my father went to jail for the second time, it was for kidnapping. This time, he wasn't able to go in and out like he could the first time, and had to live precariously under his friends to protect him when needed. That's when my maternal grandfather finished the process of immigration, getting on street plane tickets to America, Seattle. I fled with my mother and sister and left my paternal family. I was only 7 years old, and my third sister at 13. That's chapter one, guys. If you want to know how a struggling writer from Chinatown, Seattle, Washington does it, よろしくお願いします。谢谢你们，多谢，bonjour, buenos noches, buenos dias, sí amigo. Yes.